Welcome everyone to the March open Q&A live stream. Today we're going to be here for probably about an hour to 90 minutes. We're going to be answering any questions that y'all might have about data engineering, the future boot camps, whatever else y'all might want to talk about. We are here, we are live, and we are here to support y'all in whatever endeavor that y'all might have. I'm here to let y'all know that I'm very proud of everyone and what you've been able to pull off and accomplish. And but anyways, I'm here to answer any of y'all's questions, and I'll be here for about an hour, so it should be a pretty good time. I'm very happy for March. I think March is going to be a really solid month. Make sure to stick around. There will be some discount codes that you can use to get some good deals on the subscription product. We're going to be doing a couple little games and fun little giveaways here for sure as well. But anyways, I'm going to India in like 10 days. It's fucking crazy. I'm like, it's nerve-wracking to me. I'm going to India in 10 days. It's like, holy shit, the whole world's going to get really crazy here in very soon. And I'm going to be trying out some more stuff there. But yeah, if you have any questions at all, make sure to drop them in the chat. I will answer any questions y'all might have. But yeah, I'll be in India for about 2 weeks and it should be great. See here. Responsibilities have increased at my job since I showed basic data pipeline understanding. I did a AWS Glue Athena project and manager and was impressed, learned on my own. Manager was impressed, learned on my own. Amazing. That's exactly how you make more money. You just keep pushing, keep learning, keep growing, just keep pushing and keep making your stuff better, right? And like, if you can do that, like you will find yourself in a very powerful spot that you will be very surprised about, right? And yeah, Lax Lifters, thanks for your content. Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you so much for actually taking the time to ingest it, because like my content takes hours and hours to actually ingest and actually freaking like really give it its due diligence and its due time. So definitely know that that's like a big thing that you want to be able to like take the time to actually digest, right? But I mean, I'm trying. Like, I definitely know that there's a lot more things I want to create. I'm going to be doing an AI bootcamp for sure pretty soon, and another data engineering bootcamp. JP, bro, I'm still unemployed. Keep going, JP. Weren't you like a staff engineer? Like, what's going on, JP? Like, now I need to like look at your LinkedIn, because I'm like, what is going on with JP? Like, what's going on? Like, see what's up, bro? Like. Yeah. Okay. So you were a senior data engineer at Limelight. Okay, that's what you were doing, right? Which places are you planning to visit in India? I'm just going to be in Bangalore. I'm hoping to be in Bangalore the whole time, from like the 13th to like the 25th, something like that. So it should be good. It's going to be a lot, right? When say this person's like, when would the next bootcamp start? It's going to be probably end of April. Probably thinking end of April, and then to the beginning of June. That's probably the next bootcamp. And then maybe another one in June. I'm doing a 1-day in-person bootcamp with Databricks in San Francisco. It'll be in person. Should be really fun. I'm excited to teach y'all in person. I have never done an in-person training before. That should be really fun. Recently left my job as a data analyst, where I mostly worked with Power BI, and I left it completely to focus on data engineering and started learning Snowflake, PySpark, and Databricks. Am I on the right path? 100%. I would say maybe add a data lake technology like Iceberg or Delta Lake. If you add Delta Lake or Iceberg into the mix there, you will freaking find a lot of good value and a lot of really awesome connections if you do that. So that would be the main thing I would add. Besides that, and maybe an orchestration thing, either Airflow or Databricks workflows or Dagster, Prefect, Mage, whatever. Just pick one of the 7 million options out there, or even just cron tab, right? All right. Say guest list. That's for the next bootcamp, or like for when I'm in India. I don't know. Is this bootcamp going to be a fusion of data engineering and AI model training? That's what AI expert is supposed to be, right? We're trying to, AI expert's a complicated one, because it's like, are we trying to be like more like full stack AI engineers, or are we trying to go the other way? Are we trying to be more like building AI products? You know what I mean? Like it's or like building like AI models and building the data side of it, right? Because they're both right. Yeah. This January 2025 bootcamp is a life changer. Forever grateful. Yeah, for sure, Dennis. Like I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. Right. So I wanted to open up the first challenge here. So like someone can get 1 year subscription for free. What they need to do is in the chat provide what you guys need to provide in the chat is your best data engineering joke. and I will pick between all of the data engineering jokes, and I will be giving away a 1-year subscription to the Academy for free. And just go ahead, drop your jokes. I'm definitely excited. Does your bootcamp provide any job assistance? Like, I'm trying to do more of that. Like, I personally I personally just don't freaking like do a lot of like I just hate recruiting. I don't know. I love to teach and I hate recruiting, so it's like kind of complicated, but like this is where I need a co-founder. If I had a co-founder who like worked on this problem and like just worked on putting people in jobs, like we do so much amazing work. DBT expert bootcamp. Yeah, we're going to be launching that fairly soon. I need to work with Bruno to understand like when he wants to do it next, right? What do NFL players and data engineers have in common? I don't know. Like, CT. That's dark, JP. That's real dark. That's real dark. But yeah, you're right. But Jesus, love the energy. I'd be delighted to revamp your LinkedIn profile. Definitely do not need a revamped LinkedIn profile. I don't know if you know, but I have like 500,000 followers, fam. Do you recommend learning basic data analyst skills before learning data engineering skills, especially through you? Yeah. If you don't know SQL and Python and you try to take my bootcamp, you are going to suffer and die, right? So I'm waiting for more freaking, data engineering jokes, y'all. Like whoever drops the best data engineering joke in this chat, they get freaking, they get a $1,500 reward. So say, what are the most common mistakes candidates make in Meta's data engineer interviews, and how can I avoid them? Not speaking through your thought process, either jumping directly in the code and wasting a bunch of time debugging, or the other way around, they're like deer in headlights and they're not thinking about it, right? So it depends on like what interview you're talking about here as well. Like everyone really likes to narrowly focus on like the data structures and algorithms interview, which is dumb because like people get filtered out in every interview round, right? And so like not knowing a bunch of the other stuff, right? Say, are you a psychopath? I would say no. I'm neurodivergent. I have, my own brain problems. I don't think I'm a psychopath though. Like psychopath is like a lot. That's like a freaking, why did the data engineer break up with the SQL query? Because it kept bringing up old joins. That's pretty good. Honestly, that's decent. That's decent, right? ChatGPT going to notice a spike in prompts for data engineer jokes. I hope so. But if y'all are just like freaking using ChatGPT and just like trying to give me the best one, like I'm telling you, the ChatGPT generated jokes are dog water, right? They're just freaking absolute dog water. Right? So here, you think it makes sense to become self-employed as an AI engineer after completing a master's in computer science and AI, focusing on small local businesses? I mean, yes, I think like if you are good at sales, like the thing is like if you are one of those very introverted AI engineers who like doesn't want to talk to people and doesn't want to make sales and like learn how to emotionally process people and emotionally make sales and market and build your product, like if you don't want to do that, like then don't be self-employed, like because that's the hardest part. The hardest part is 1000% marketing your product and making the sale. And it's like once you make the sale, like implementing it is like not that hard. Implementing it is freaking not too bad, right? See here, why did the data engineer refuse to play hide and seek? Because good luck hiding when everything's indexed. That's pretty good. I like this one. I think this might be winning right now. This might be winning. Why did the data engineer break up with the database? Because she had too many connections. I don't know. Is that slut shaming? I think that might be slut shaming. A SQL query walks into a bar, sees 2 tables, and asks, "May I join you?" This is a classic. It's classic. I think Manish is currently winning here, even though like I don't like this completely because it feels a little bit like slut shaming, but it is what it is. Why is it hard to land job in data science lately? Just because it's hard to land jobs in tech in general. Because of interest rates. Interest rates are still pretty high, and there's a lot of competition in AI. Like the combination of AI depressing jobs and then also interest rates depressing jobs, it kind of does the whole like 2 + 2 = 8 sort of thing, where like you get this multiplicative effect on the job market. So like it can also go the other way around, right? Where you can what did I say here? Like if interest rates go down and we're able to freaking kind of rebound the economy, then that would be great, right? And so I think that's the main thing, right? I think that the AI piece of this is actually a lot less than people think it is, and it's a lot more related to the other side of it, right? Let's see here. This is a good one. A data engineer walks into the bar. The bartender says, "Can I get you a drink?" And the engineer replies, "Just a drink." And can you partition it by type, sort it by strength, and make sure it's replicated at least 3 times, dude? Like, but Hadoop, bro. I thought that joke almost lands, except like the 3 times replication. That say, why did the infinite loop break up with the program? Because it kept saying, "I'll change, I promise," but never did. That's pretty decent. That one's a little more just like software engineering and not as much programming. But so right now it still is this one, the too many connections. Manish Reddy is currently still winning. Keep in mind that like we are going to make that determination near the end of the live of who drops the best joke. So keep trying, people. I'm going to be surfacing some of them. I'm also here to do a Q&A about anything. So I'm going to be launching a bunch of different boot camps here. We have AI expert that's coming out. We have another round of data expert that's coming out. DBT expert is coming out. We're going to be launching a bunch of other things. We're going to have something with soft skills with Prasad. We're going to have something with Brian Poliam. It's going to be awesome. And I'm really excited for all those things. It should be pretty great. But I'm here to answer any questions that y'all might have. Do entry-level jobs in Singapore have the same salary in the US? I don't know. I would say they're probably pretty close. Singapore is like right up there. I think Singapore is probably a little bit lower than the US just because freaking, like the US just pays everyone so much. It's just like you feel so rich when you're in America, right? Like I'm trying to figure out like what to do with some of this stuff. Like there's so many different ways that you can go about like building this stuff, right? On average, who gets paid more, data engineer or software engineer? It depends. It depends. Like if you have like a software engineer that's very front end focused and just knows React, the data engineer is going to crush them. But if you have like a full stack software engineer that knows end to end, and then the data engineer is going to make a little bit less. And then you have if you have a software engineer that's very specialized, like you have a software engineer that's like more like a machine learning engineer, then they're going to crush the data engineer as well. So like this is on average, data engineers get paid more. If you're talking about the 50th percentile, the most average software engineer and the most average data engineer, the data engineer makes a little bit more money because there's so many damn front end engineers and so many damn like software engineers who are doing like really basic shit. Right. But at the top end of the spectra, right, software engineers are going to crush data engineers because data engineering has a plateau in complexity that like is hard to overcome. And that's where you need to move into other areas, right? You need to move into modeling and machine learning and feature stores and all that kind of shit if you want to like really get to that next level. Right. And so that is would be my perspective on like different salaries. All right. What will your AI bootcamp cover? Great question. So like a lot of it's going to be covering like building out like an AI application, like from end to end. So like we'll be covering things like retrieval augmented generation, model fine tuning, model deployment, how to build your own llama model and then fine tune it with your own data sets. We're going to be covering things like auto prompt optimization, productionalizing your ML models, ML ops concepts like monitoring your models to make sure that there's not as much drift that's happening and different things like in that space. And then you're going to have things like model evaluation criteria to make sure that your model is actually doing what you think it's supposed to be doing. And then you can actually kind of create new targets for your models. That's what we're hoping to do. It's going to be fucking technical, right? It's not going to be like, what is AI, right? And like, here's how to use ChatGPT, right? And like, I don't know, like a lot of people ask me to do that basic fucking content. And like, I don't know, like I'm not about it, right? Like how difficult is it to shift from data analyst to data engineer? Not that difficult. I don't know. Like I've helped so many freaking people make this shift like that. Like it takes time and effort and energy. It might take 6 months of focused time on building stuff on engineering, right? Hey man, just started seeing your videos. Very nice. Thoughts on Microsoft Space, Fabric, Azure, or on-prem? Azure is great. I hate Fabric. I hate on-prem, and I love Azure. That would be my perspective. Fabric is dog shit. On-prem is dog shit. Like some companies have to do on-prem because of like privacy or freaking governance reasons, but the average company does not need to do that, right? So like I would not worry too much about that kind of stuff, right? I have a data microservice jokes, but it's too decoupled. JP, yours are freaking wild. Like you have some like wild jokes here, JP. Like freaking, I'm not giving you. You can't win though, JP. I'm sorry. Like you can't win because you've already been a part of the boot camp, right? Zach, is it worth learning Pi Arrow? I would say yes, just because like if you learn about serialization techniques, that's just like a layer lower in the fucking stack. And if you can learn one layer lower in any technology that you're working with, you can actually understand how to troubleshoot the performance of that thing, and that is worth it. Even though like it feels a little bit lower and a little bit less connected to the actual data processing and the actual like business logic, right? But it is what it is, right? I like my data lakes, I like my attention span, deep, messy, and totally ungoverned. Agon's winning now. This is now the winning. This is the winning. Sorry, Manish. This one is winning now. Like, this one made me laugh a lot. This one's very like ADHD. I just want to take the AI bootcamp. Hit me up, JP. I can get you a good discount. Like, any previous students get a fat discount on future bootcamps. So definitely hit me up about that. Resume getting rejected consistently lately. Any tips, or is the market still down? Like, you probably, if it's your resume, you probably, if you're not getting any interviews, it's on you. It's not on the market. How do data engineers party? They partition the room and cluster together. Nah, still this one wins. This is like a good freaking like combination of ADHD and data engineering. Right. But like, I don't know, like, I feel like if your resume isn't working out, like you probably need to update it and maybe add more skills or change the formatting or like if you, one way that you can know if it's your resume or not, like freaking fix the two, right? Just, or like A/B test it, send out 5 different versions of your resume and see which one gets more callbacks. Because if you're sending out one version of your resume, you're only testing one, you're not A/B testing at all, right? And like, you're not testing like, oh, is this flavor of my resume better, or is this flavor of my resume better? Be a scientist with your job search, like straight up send out multiple different types of your resume. Even, dare I say, apply to the same job twice with 2 different resumes and see what happens. Because you never know. All right. Now let's go. DBT expert. Yeah, DBT expert's going to be sick, dude. I'm really excited about like something really focused on DBT so that Bruno can like really get some more depth to kind of what we have with the analytics engineering bootcamp already. Like, because I would love to be able to teach more and more stuff there, because DBT is going to be around for a long time. It's going to be around for a long, long time. So right now, Agon is he's still got it with the joke. The this data lakes joke is really, really great. But I'm gonna try to, is YouTube free data engineering bootcamp still for sale? 100%. It is still for sale. You can get it right now at learn.dataexpert.io. So if you want the free data engineering bootcamp, you can go learn.dataexpert.io, and it's you can get it for $300. I can get you guys a discount on that real quick. I'm gonna, one second. Let me get you let me sneak in a little discount code here for y'all, because I know y'all love the freaking incentives and whatnot, right? So let's go ahead and do one here. We'll call this March. We'll say 50%, and then I'm gonna limit it to this Saturday, and then this, and then this, and then say March. Okay, and then we can say create. So if you want to use code March, the first, it's not for many people here, but if you use the code March at checkout, you can get 50% off. That will either on the subscription product or on the YouTube bootcamp. So you can get the YouTube bootcamp for $150, or you can get the subscription product for $100 or $700 for a year, which is a great deal. And this is only applicable for the first 5 people who use it though. So I don't give out a lot of 50% offs, because that's a hefty discount. DBT will be the cornerstone and become a $1 billion company shortly. I wonder about that sometimes, because one of the things that is iffy about DBT is like how replicable it can be, like how much of a moat do they actually have? Because you got to remember, like, some companies have a significantly bigger moat than other companies when it comes to like different things. And so like definitely like DBT is a company that's in that space. But then you have other companies like SQL Mesh. SQL Mesh is doing DBT, and they're putting a lot of pressure on DBT to like be the better player in the space. And so like it's complicated. Like I think that they probably will get a $1 billion exit, but I don't see them becoming like a $10 billion company or like a $100 billion company, you know, because like they don't have the leverage that companies like Databricks and Snowflake have from building a deeper platform. Because it's like really at the end of the day, like DBT is just like a very fancy freaking Airflow, right? And then like Like that's kind of the perspective that you want to be thinking about when you are, like evaluating different products or evaluating where to invest or evaluating like how long things are going to stick around. So that is kind of the idea that I would think about when you're looking into things, right? But yeah, definitely. If y'all are interested, you can get 50% off if you use the code March at checkout. And it's the first 5 people who want to do that. You can get a very good deal from this live. Definitely recommend checking that out. But like, yeah, the AI bootcamp should be great. DBT bootcamp is going to be awesome. I'm excited. The future is really bright, really bright. I think that there's going to be so many people. Like we've already had so in the last 3 months, we've already had like over 300 people land jobs from the free bootcamp and the paid bootcamp. So like I've had so much feedback, so much good, positive, amazing feedback from people who are landing roles. And this is like without my help either, right? This is just people who are getting more skills and then they are building a portfolio project and then landing a job on their own, right? And it's like pretty awesome to see people who are very like energized and like really dedicated to changing their life. And that's really what the goal of my kind of products are, is like I want to kind of push people to take control of their life and take control of their energy so that they can, take things to the next level. And I know that each and every one of you in here can do that as well, right? Because y'all are freaking very talented, motivated people. That's the only reason that you're listening to some random data engineer guy freaking talk on a random freaking Sunday, right? When you could be watching football or watching freaking something else, right? Do you think DBA is a boring role? Yes, it's painfully boring. It's like, okay, you're just like sitting there like managing the database and you're like, okay, how many indexes can a man even freaking, have, right? So definitely like I don't know. I don't find that role to be very good. Yeah. So yeah, that's a new thing I'm doing is like for the people who get the superb recommendation or the superb certificate in the January bootcamp, they get a LinkedIn recommendation from me. And like I'm going to be writing a lot of recommendations. I think like we're going to have more people freaking who are going to deliver on these recommendations over the next while. Like it's going to be wild. I think I'm going to write like 50 or 100 recommendations. It's going to be so crazy. I'm going to type, and it's just going to get freaking absolutely nuts. But like, I'm excited for it, Dennis. Like, you've put in all the effort and energy. I know, like, a lot of people have been feeling a little bit burnt out from that kind of stuff because it's like my bootcamp is a lot, right? It's a lot. So, guy 1, my pipeline was running fine last night. Guy 2, and now guy 2, now it's a data swamp. Everything's on fire, right? Bad data. But is bad data funny? That's the real question. Is like suffering, right? So many data engineers, right? Zach, I ain't superb, but as a champion online and excellent. Let's go. As an analytics engineer, what knowledge can I add to my knowledge of DBT and various BI tools? Get better at Snowflake. Get better at freaking Trino. Trino is a really solid tool to get good at for analytics engineering. It's going to be good. And then another big one is going to be Iceberg. Can you learn Apache Iceberg? Iceberg is another really solid tool that you want to be learning and getting better at, because Iceberg is the future, right? When will you launch free YouTube playlist? Just pay me $150 right now and you'll be good. Like, that's what I would recommend doing. Like, because you can get it right now. Like, let's see here. Might be a dumb beginner question, but I remember in bootcamp before dates you had colon. What does that mean? Like the colon's going to be a cast, right? So that's how you cast a colon. Like, so like you're talking about like something like, you can say like I'm going to put it in the chat right now. So you can say like something like, you can do something like that, right? That's like a way you can kind of cast to a date. That's another. I mean, I don't like doing it that way. Really, the better way to do it is going to be like this. All right, this is the more ANSI compliant way to do it, like where you freaking actually use like the actual cast keyword and the actual cast functions, because that's going to be the more powerful way to do things, right? Because like you want to be able to really have what should I say? Or like you want to use as much ANSI compliant SQL as you possibly can. Like here, I'm gonna share my screen and let's go over some more of this stuff. Is this gonna? Okay, y'all can see my screen now, right? Cool. So let's go back to data expert query. So So someone just asked, like, how do you restore or recover an iceberg table? So let's go over that. Let's actually build an iceberg table, right? So you'll see we have this NBA player seasons table, and then what we're going to do is we are going to look at snapshots, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to say we're going to put this in quotes like this, and then we're going to run this on Starburst. This doesn't work on Snowflake right now, but it does work on Starburst. So you'll see here is the changes that happened to this iceberg table. And this table literally only has one snapshot where it added all of this data. Let me find one that has better, like there's going to be a better example here. There's another table here called NBA players. So let's go ahead and run this snapshot. This snapshot will be significantly better, right? This one also only has one. But what about player? Is there just bootcamp.players? One of these tables should have more than one freaking snapshot. Oh, I think it's because the snapshot life. I think I have it like set so like the snapshot life is not right. Okay, let's actually okay, so it's fine. So like one of the things that you can do with this, right, is you can see you have this committed date. So what you can do is say you like fuck up, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add some bad data to this we're gonna do it from the top. We're gonna say create table ZachWilson.test data set, right? And we're gonna call this column 1 as varchar, right? And then this is gonna be with, and then we're gonna have one more column here. We're gonna say this is partitioning or partition. We're gonna call this DS as date, right? And then we're gonna say with partitioning equal. Then we can say array of date or DS. I mean DS. So now this is going to give us a table, right? Oh wait, I forgot a comma. My bad. So there we go. So we're going to insert this. So we're going to create this data set, and then I'm going to show you how to restore. So then, okay, so now we have our data set. Now we're going to go ahead and like take this guy, and we're going to say insert into this guy. We're going to say values, and we're going to say data 1, and then we're going to say date 2025-0101. And then this is so this is our data set that we are going to be running here. But that did not do my selection, right? What the hell? Is selection busted right now? Oh, that's super annoying. Well, we'll just get rid of that and we will do it without selection then. Need to fix that. That's a bug in the system. Okay, so this is going to be adding some data into so we just added one row, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add bad data 1, right? And this is going to, what this is going to do is then we're going to have two, so now we have 2 here, right? So now if we go back and we say like select star from this table, and then now we want to look at the snapshots. So we're going to say snapshots. And you'll notice we're going to have 2 values here. There's going to be the, so you see how we actually have 3 values. So this is the create value. Then we have this is where we added record 1. This is where we added the bad data record. So now what we want to do is, so we want to grab this guy, or no, we want to grab the one before, because if we query right now, we have that bad data. So what we want to do is we want to just query this, and we can say like, for timestamp as of, I think it's like that, right? Okay, temporal must be of type timestamp. Oh, this needs to be of timestamp. That's why. Let's run this. Oh, we have to like do this like 2 timestamp maybe? Is it 2 timestamp? If not, I'll have to freaking Google the syntax real quick. 2 timestamp varchar, expected varchar. So I think we need the, okay, let's fix this with ChatGPT real quick. So I'm just asking for the timestamp formatting because it's going to be like YYYMMM, right? It's going to be something freaking super annoying. Just give me it. I'm like so burnt out right now. I'm just like, come on. This is not that hard, ChatGPT. This is not right. So not Oracle. This is Trino. I forgot to put Trino. See, this is where my prompting was wrong because it thinks it's fucking Oracle, which is not right. So this is probably pretty close, but it's not quite there. Like we could try that one, but it's saying as of timestamp. Oh, you just don't put it in quotes? Does that really work? If that works, I'm going to be mad. If it's like this. Okay, so see, that just worked, right? So you'll see now this is actually querying the data set. We're using time travel here. So this is time traveling back in time to like, so you'll see if we freaking look at this like before, right? So if we look at just this guy, oh yeah, that is definitely busted. So if like, let me comment. Okay, let's just stomp this for a second and we'll bring him back. But you'll notice in the actual data set, when we query the whole data, right, there's actually two. See, there's the bad data and the good data, right? But then if we put it back, right, then now this is actually doing time travel. So this is a great way that you can actually like restore your Iceberg tables, because now like you're querying the data set at a moment in time, right? So this is the moment in time when we insert. This is the moment before we inserted the bad data into the data set. This also works if you delete stuff, right? If you delete from the data set, right? Because if we say like, I'm just gonna say delete from ZachWilson.test data set, right? And what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna cut this guy. So if we delete, we're just gonna run like we're just gonna stomp all the data, right? So now let's see, and then we just deleted 2 rows. And now I'm just gonna say like select star from, and you'll be like, oh shit, like now all the data is gone, right? Because if we query it, you'll see like this is gonna be, oh no, there's no data. But then if I'm like, what if I say select star at this moment in time, right? Then you'll see we have data again. So like this is going to be the big way that you can kind of like restore data with Iceberg. And like it's really good because like you don't have like, you know, that there's like that meme in data engineering where you have like that, oh shit, like I fucking deleted all the data. In Iceberg, that's like not a problem because Iceberg kind of treats data like Git, where you can just go back in time. And so this is going to be the main way that you can kind of like, you can either create a new table here, or there's ways that you can also use these timestamps and reset the latest snapshot of this table to this timestamp. So then you can just go back in time. So all the bad data and deletes that you didn't mean to do are going to be gone. But so yeah, that's essentially what I just wanted to show you guys real quick. So but okay, let's see here. So why don't SQL developers date multiple people? Because they always commit and never roll back. That's pretty freaking good, actually, honestly. Are you open to receiving DM'd questions? I much prefer that you ask them here in the live. If you ask your questions in the live, that's much better. If it's more of a personalized thing, like I honestly don't get as much of those, right? Is this Postgres or the Snowflake version? This is Trino. This is Trino and Iceberg. Everything I just showed there was Trino and Iceberg. So hear me out. If I were a DBA, I'd like my queries fast and my transactions committed, unlike my ex. Funny, man. Super funny. Like, yeah, but everyone remember, like right now we are offering, like we're doing a short promotion here for people who want to join Data Expert for 50% off. You can definitely do that right now with code MARCH. I can get you significantly cheaper pricing. And I think, is there any more? Oh, it's already gone. Okay, I'm gonna open up a little bit more there because that's like that was too fast. Like y'all love this, right? That was not enough there to like actually do it. We're gonna open up 5 more. 1 second. Freaking, so some of y'all probably used the coupon code and it fucking didn't work. Okay, and then this is by then. Okay, cool. Now if you want to use code March again, you can open it. I opened up a 5 more slots for that. So if you're missing that, what's the next skill set as a DE we have to learn in today's world? Vector database, LLM deployment. Sure, why not? Like those things are probably a great place to go, right? Like monitoring LLMs, and like you got to understand, like LLMs need data, and like we're still going to be masters of the data and the data stewards of that world. and that like if we can go ahead and be the data stewards of that world, we'll be able to create a lot more stuff from that, right? So you're going to want to like recognize that it's not necessarily like, oh, I need to just freaking do that, right? Like I need to just immediately jump into LLM, because that's not the case, right? It's like you need to be thinking about what is the data that's going into the LLM. That's the more important piece of the puzzle to like really be thinking about as you're going through this journey. And so yeah, like it's complicated, but like it's also like it's a good journey. Like, and I really think that like, you know, compared to other spaces, we actually have an ability to pivot into something new, right? Whereas other people, like they're in a much dicier, scarier position, right? Where it's like something new has to be something brand new. Whereas like for us, it's something that's only like, you know, it's like 50% new, not something that's completely new. So Agon was still winning here, like with his one about ADHD and data. But I'm loving these freaking comments here. It's like Manish is saying, "Hey Zach, I have a metadata engineer interview coming up. Any key tips for the full stack and ownership rounds?" Like, well, make sure that like when you talk about ownership, like you're actually talking about things that like are impacting the business, right? Not just like a list of responsibilities. Like it's like what is the actual impact that you were having? Because that's super important, super important. So like, that's a big thing to remember. I would say other things about full stack, like just make sure you have the data structure stuff down. Make sure that like you've done end-to-end data engineering. And in the ownership round, make sure like, I don't know what level you're interviewing at, like if you're interviewing for senior or mid-level or like whatever, but make sure that like the ownership that you are talking about in the ownership round is reflected of that, not just like, you know, like if you're shooting for a senior role and you're like, hey, I freaking, you know, owned this one really tiny data pipeline. And it's like, sure, you exhibited ownership, but ownership of something that's too small to like qualify for the role. So like, you want to make sure that that's a big thing. Is it worth getting Spark certification from Databricks? If that's how you need to learn, the answer is no. If you can learn by yourself, the answer is just fuck no. If you can learn by yourself, but like, if you need the structure to learn, then the answer is yes. When is the AI bootcamp coming out? I would like to do it while I'm also starting a master's in AI. I'm hoping in the next couple months, right? That would be the way to do it. He's like, what was the code for? If you want to join Data Expert, you can get 50% off on Data Expert subscriptions if you use that code March. There's only like 2 left though. They go so fast. Every time I do a live, they're just gone. It's freaking gone. Do you see the distributed DuckDB open sourced by DeepSeek? I have not. That sounds cool though. Everything that DeepSeek's doing is like pretty freaking cool, dude. Like I'm excited that like, you know, Asia is putting a lot of pressure on America to actually be excellent. I was like, do you have any advice for me? I'm creating a new operating system that is fully controlled by voice commands. Like, make sure your user interface doesn't suck. Make sure that you are building things that are actually valid and valuable, and like focus on something small first. Don't focus on like some giant freaking like project. This sounds like a huge project. This sounds like a Microsoft level project, right? So it's like, you're going to need a lot of stuff, right? Can we really restore Iceberg tables in a new environment with the old data in its old environment in migration scenarios? Yeah, you just use time travel. Why not? Time travel totally works, dude. Iceberg is amazing for that. Like, the old environment, like what you do is like, if you want to move the data, right? So like in the new environment with the data in its old environment in migration scenarios, like you just time travel back to when the data is like freaking like fixed, right? Obviously you have like this point in time where like there's a cut in the data, right? Where like you might need to like have data in both places for a little bit. And then you need to migrate that little bit that like, you know, lands in Iceberg when you migrate over, like between like when you make the change and when it's published in CI/CD, right? But like, yeah, it's complicated. Do you think the job market will recover only after Fed lowers interest rates significantly? That's pretty much like the main thing. I think that's like the main thing, right? Because it's like that's like I wish that there was a better news here around this, but I don't want to be a guy who's like, yeah, like the job market is just going to turn around for some other reason. I don't see that. Good evening, sir. I'm interested in finish the YouTube bootcamp, and I noticed Docker prerequisites. As a database DBA, my work primarily has Excel. Could you please suggest resources to learn and applying Python and Docker hands-on? Just ask ChatGPT. Or I don't know. It's like there's I just don't recommend beginner stuff. Like free code camp, like I don't know, ChatGPT, like Google it. Like that's, I would say that's my main perspective. I don't like do affiliate stuff with these like smaller kind of courses and stuff like that. So I'm looking your suggestion on unstructured data ingestion and metadata extraction. Using LLM directly to parse and extract metadata is costly. Looking for alternatives. Yeah, I mean, you can use like NLTK. Have you ever used Natural Language Toolkit? You can get pretty good. NLTK is pretty good, and it's free. All right, it's not free, but you can run it locally. You don't have to like ship the data to an API. Pretty nice. Like, how does one get into consulting within the space of data engineering? You got to build a brand. You got to be able to make sales. You got to be able to like show people like, hey, I know my stuff. Right? That's where making content's a great place to start. I tested that we are unable to query the Iceberg table. It's returning 0 records, and there was not much information in official Apache Iceberg. If the table is gone and dead, you need to restore it from S3, right? Because S3 allows you to restore data for like a month, right? Because like if you accidentally delete, I did that once at Airbnb. I deleted all of the pricing and availability data for all of Airbnb. That was a fucking big mistake. I was like, damn, I goofed, right? And then I got on a call with AWS, and they were able to restore it in like 20 minutes. It was great. So I went from feeling like the worst engineer in the world to being like, that was just a small mistake. We're good. All right. What is your thoughts on conversational AI and the tech stack focused in that field should learn? Conversational AI is going to be the same as LLM, dude. Just like learn freaking ChatGPT, RAG, retrieval augmented generation, model fine tuning. Maybe something like Predibase. Learn how to like build your own models and deploy your own models with like brev.dev or Predibase. Those things are pretty good. And learn about evaluation criteria to make sure that your conversations are actually like you set up like a mock conversation and what the expected outcome should be. What are you snacking on? I don't know, just like some omega-3 trail mix. It's like a bunch of fucking raisins and shit. When are you planning to put recent DE Bootcamp to be accessible by subscription? I completed YouTube DE Bootcamp back in early January, looking for a way to do recent DE paid bootcamp. Pretty soon. Like part of it is that it's complicated because I need to figure out a nice way to get people let's try. Let me say, like part of it is around this idea that I have to figure out how to onboard people onto Databricks, and I don't want to have to onboard people onto Databricks every day when they buy. Like that should be an automated thing, and it's not right now, and I hate it. And same thing with Snowflake. Snowflake's changing in a month. You have to like everyone's gonna have to have like their own unique account. Zach, please advise. I subscribe to monthly plan. Will it renew automatically next month? Yeah, that's how monthly plans fucking work. I can take it for 1 month. Could you help me with the option? Yeah, just go to the dashboard. If you go to dataexpert.io/dashboard, you can go and cancel it. There's a manage my subscription button and you can cancel it. What are ways to get good engineering culture at an org? Like there are places that have bi-weekly hackathons or cross-org learning, for example. Yeah, that's a big thing. And like doing like weekly design reviews or weekly different things like that are really good. There's a bunch of things that you can do, right? I also think that like blameless retrospectives are really good. So like when people fail, right, when things break, you don't point fingers. You just like ask like, what could we have done differently so that doesn't happen? So that would be the big thing I would imagine. Does certification matter? Like if you want it to, like certification only matters if that's the type of learning that you need to learn. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, if you need the structure to learn it that way, then yes, it does matter. I have the data and metadata file in the S3 location, but the Impala engine is unable to populate data using the metadata files from the old table. But anyways, thanks for answering all my questions. Yeah, for sure, Sahil. That sounds like a mess. I'm sorry that that's what you're working on, dude. Like, I hate when that happens. Like, you're on these like crazy like data recovery tasks, and you're just praying to the big data gods that like, please, you know. So it looks like we still have like a couple, like there's like 1 or 2 left here for the March discount, like for people. you can still squeeze. You can get squeezed in here, and it's 50% off. So it's a freaking great deal. You can either use it for the YouTube Bootcamp or the subscription product. They both work pretty great. There's literally 2 left there, but I'm here for about another half an hour. If y'all have any other questions about data engineering, whatever, I'm here to answer whatever questions y'all might have. And it should be pretty good. I'll be putting the recent DE Bootcamp up pretty soon. It's probably going to need to be another month or so, because I'm going to be going to India, and that's going to put a big giant damper on freaking when I travel, I am not productive. I do not write code. I do not fix shit when I'm traveling, because it's my brain is just fucked. So I want to say, Agon, if you're still here, you won the best data engineer joke. So if you can hit me up on LinkedIn, I will get you added for 1 year of the subscription bootcamp for free. Thank you for coming up with that really good intersection joke there. That really made me chuckle quite a bit. How can we ingest 50 gigabytes from S3 to Redshift as fast as possible, as well, plus perform complex queries as fast as possible? Those are separate problems, right? So 50 gigabytes from S3 to Redshift, is that every day? Is it every week? Is it why is it as fast as possible? I don't know. There's a lot of things. Yeah, Agon, you're doing great. I'm proud of you for tuning in here and getting the W today. It's gonna be great. I'm excited for you to check out all the material. Hopefully it will help you land a job and level up your life. I don't have LinkedIn at the moment. Do you have Agon? Well, can you just send me an email at this link? If you can send me an email at zach@dataexpert.io, and I will get you onboarded. You should get a fucking LinkedIn, by the way, as well. 100%. Not having a LinkedIn in 2025 is a big mistake. How to transition from database engineer to data engineer career? You got to focus on Python. You got to focus on building out pipelines, focusing on automations. All that kind of stuff is going to be the big way to go, right? Because that's going to be the main thing that's really going to be the way to do it, right? Zach is a real one. On stream, Zach gave away data engineering bootcamp for free to one person who wrote funniest unit test. That's right. It's freaking the way it works, dude. I know what I'm doing. I love helping people. I love because then it's dude, this guy's dude, he knows he's a funny guy, right? Agam knows that he's a funny guy now, and he knows that freaking it's great, right? Manish Reddy, you have a LinkedIn? That's good. I'm glad you got a LinkedIn, bro. You were so close. You got the nice silver medal. And do you know what the reward for silver medal is? Nothing. CTO was yelling at me about security because I need a service account for GCP data form. A week later, this motherfucker got Devin AI in our mono repo. That's hilarious. He's just I don't give a shit, dude. Just give it all away. About any NLTK, I don't think we can parse a PDF or process an image. Yeah, NLTK is natural language toolkit, but you can use you can pull all the text out of freaking with Chat GPT or something like that, and then just pump the rest of it through NLTK, and then you can save the processing part of it, because the actual text extraction from Chat GPT is a little bit cheaper, right? Still waiting for the data expert OnlyFans. It's coming. Just give me I feel I need 2 more years. 2 more years, and then I feel 2027 is the time when you can expect OnlyFans, right? Every day, 50 gigabyte data from S3 to Redshift. Please provide one method coming in your mind right now. Well, there's so many different ways to do that. I think that PySpark is probably going to be the way to do it. That'd be kind of the read, and then the push to Redshift is going to be that way. Amazon probably has its own utilities that would allow you to do this as well, because S3 and Redshift is just Amazon to Amazon. So I'd probably use the way I think about it is I'd look for an Amazon service. That was good. And then if the Amazon service doesn't exist, I would use PySpark. When is your next bootcamp going to start? Probably April, late April. When I come back, I need a little bit of time after coming back in April to go ahead and do that. Looks like we still got one more here, y'all. So if you are interested, you can get 50% off the subscription product right now using code MARCH. It can be a nice, good way to get a great deal on subscriptions. Why did the data engineer break up with the SQL query? Because it kept bringing up old joins. Dude, I heard that earlier. Dude, this is a chat GPT copy. I see you. Okay. Oh yeah, we got literally one left here on the 50% off freaking bangers. So but like, yeah, guys, I'm excited. The future's gonna be bright. Make sure that if you're in Bangalore or Bengaluru, I know you'll call it both. I'm going Bengaluru. I'm gonna be Bengaluru on the 13th of March. I'm gonna be in Bengaluru from like the 13th of March to like the end of March. So like I'll be there for like about 2 weeks. So I will be doing a data expert event in Bangalore. Should be pretty great. So if you are I doubt, like, I know right now it's like 5 a.m. in Bengaluru, so probably not that many people actually online listening to me. But if you are, great. And I know that some of y'all will be listening later on. And make sure that you come to Current 2025. This is a Current 2025. So Current 2025 is a conference by Confluent. And it's like a real-time data streaming conference. And that's going to be the way to do it, right? Yo, that's my home city, but I'm in Canada, sadly. That's wild. Where in India are you traveling to? Just FYI, it's going to be hot. I hope it's hot, dude. It's been fucking cold in San Francisco. I'm done. I'm done with the cold. I'm going to Bengaluru. That's it. What is it here? Someone's asking, like, will you have any conferences in California? Yes, Databricks AI Summit. I'm going to be doing a one-day bootcamp for the Databricks AI Summit in June. I will be at Snowflake as well in May, probably. And yeah, those conferences should be sick. Hope to see you there. Should be pretty awesome. I'm trying to do more and more stuff, trying to like really get my business off the ground so we can, get more people and more learners involved. Because I really think that that's going to be a great way to, get everything kind of rolling. But like, yeah, March has been amazing. I'm really excited. What's the best approach for joining multiple fact tables to build analytics table for monthly reporting? I typically follow a star schema and join them on common dimensions. Any better approach? But like, I mean, like it depends on like this doesn't have like this doesn't have like a unique answer, right? Because data modeling and this kind of data approach is very nuanced, right? There's nuanced approach to this. So you want to be careful when you think about like what is the right way to do this stuff. But like generally speaking, star schema is great. Like I like other approaches that you might want to be looking into here is there's one called One Big Table. One Big Table is a really cool approach, right? When will you come to Germany? I think Germany will happen at some point. Germany has a big enough like pull. I have quite a few people in Berlin, quite a few people in like Zurich and Munich and shit like that. I think Munich is the one. Zurich is Swiss. Munich is the one I'm talking about. That are a lot of fans there. So in college right now, going for a data science bachelor's, but working on my associates at the moment. What would you recommend to build my portfolio to land a data engineering internship? Build something sick. Build something in real time. Build something with data quality checks. Build something that is in the cloud. Build something with a front end. Build something that you can show off, right? It's not just like, oh, here's my sexy SQL queries. It's like, no, here's my front end. Here's my product, right? And if you can do that kind of stuff, like, and you can build something flashy like that, that's what I did, right? I built a Magic the Gathering app that had 50,000 users, and that's what got me the job at Facebook, right? And it's like, I just built something really fucking sick. It took me 2 years, but like it made it so I could get an amazing job at Facebook that like, no one else in my university got a job, right? So awesome. Agon, I appreciate you for showing up and supporting me, by the way. Like, thanks for everything that you do. Agon won a 1-year subscription to the Data Expert Academy for his amazing data engineering joke. So definitely it's exciting that he was able to get a win here. Funny man. So yeah, like back to portfolio stuff. Like the portfolio projects that get jobs are portfolio projects that show technical ability, the ones that show product sense, ones that actually have an impact on businesses, right? Do you have a class that fetches imputed techniques for data quality issues outside of box stat imputation technique? There is, there is like there's not like good I don't have this specific class, right? Because obviously box stat stuff is going to be the main thing and like thresholds, right? But you can do things with like machine learning and modeling seasonality, and that is something that I want to like. That's literally in my to-do list of building out that content of like how to use machine learning to learn seasonality so that you don't just like, you're not suffering every Christmas because Christmas is an anomalous day. But if you compare Christmas to last Christmas, it's not an anomalous day because you know the entire trend. So I think that I will get there. It's just going to take some time. Like most of the data quality stuff I do right now is like more the basic data quality stuff, like with that kind of stuff. But like, yeah, I want to get there. That's definitely like, it comes back to like what, like there's so much that you could potentially teach in data engineering. And it's like trying to figure out like, what are the things that are going to get the people the most excited? What are the things that are going to get people the most jobs? And this is something that has fallen a little bit outside of scope because it comes back to like, if you can do the basics, the stat box stuff, that gets you really far. That gets you 90% of the way there in terms of data quality, right? But then there is always going to be like, okay, if you want to reduce your maintenance overhead and reduce your false positives, that's where using machine learning to learn the seasonality of it is great. Does it still make sense to move into data engineering? Yes. Just yes. Like it comes back to like the question that you got to be thinking. Ask yourself this one question. In 5 years, will there be more data or less data in 5 years? Just think about it for a second. And if you answered less data, you're wild. But like, I think most people understand that in the next 5 years, there'll probably be double or triple the amount of data that we have right now. And so the problem that we have with data is it's just going to get bigger and crazier and more bizarre and there's more applications and more crossovers, right? Like unstructured, semi-structured, structured data, they're all going to kind of merge together and we're going to have like just like giant blobs of data and all this stuff. Data engineering is changing. Do I think that like the standard rows and columns approach that we have been using for the last 30 years is, and if you just know that's going to be a job security in 20 years? Definitely not. It's not going to be job security in 20 years, right? Does Data Expert subscription covers Bootcamp? Like, yeah, like you need to talk to Matali when you join though. If you can talk to Matali, she can get you added to the bootcamp. We are getting that. That's like a big tech debt item that we're currently working on, right? But yeah, we're getting there. How smart were you when you were at Facebook? How much coding could you do? How much would you rate yourself in LeetCode context? I'm a god. I'm a LeetCode fucking god. I would fuck all of you guys up at LeetCode. I would run around circles around all of you guys. Even now, when I'm an old, crusty 30-year-old, I still got you guys. I'd still freaking crush you. How smart were you when you were at Facebook? I was dumb. I don't know. I was doing drugs a lot, so not that smart. How much coding could you do? I did a lot of coding. I worked 60 hours a week at Facebook. I grinded my face into the fucking sand like at Facebook. It was just like, I must make Mark Zuckerberg rich. And so I definitely did that. And so yeah, that's great. You're saying yeah, more of course, but I was scared about AI. Yeah, I mean, but it comes back to like every job is vulnerable to AI. Literally every job, right? We're talking every job, all of them. There's some jobs that are less vulnerable, like nurse. Nurse is a great example. Like, it's a great time to be a nurse, right? So it's like, I would say like either go into data engineering or go into nursing. Just like nursing is going to take a long time for robots to come in and like and nurture us in the hospital. It's going to take a long time. That's one of those roles that's going to take a very long time. Well, like, yeah, but Santos, does Data Expert subscription cover Bootcamp? Yeah, it covers a lot of bootcamps. It has a lot of material, hundreds of hours of content. So, let me think here. What I think what I want to do right now is I feel like I didn't do enough here in terms of giveaways. So Agon got a win, right? And I want to give another one away right now. So what I want to do is I want y'all in the chat to write your ugliest 3 lines of code. You only get 3 lines of code, but you have to write your ugliest 3 lines of code. And whoever writes the ugliest 3 lines of code, they also get a free 1-year subscription to Data Expert. So that'll be great. I'm going to say, what do you think about AGI? I'm excited for it. I think AGI is going to be great. Like if we can leverage robots and intelligence to make our life easier, right? How much vested stock will Lulu have in Data Expert? So Lulu right now in my will, Lulu gets half of everything, right? So what are you giving away? Oh, a free 1-year subscription, but y'all have to write shitty code for me. I need shitty code in the comments in order to get this 1-year free subscription to Data Expert. Keep in mind, you get hundreds of hours of content. You get free cloud access. Like, you get a lot. It's like the value that you're going to be getting here is amazing, but you do have to write me absolute dog water code in order to get this, right? So that would be a thing to be thinking about. And like, as dude, print hello world. See, I like this, and since this is the first person to actually take me up on this challenge, they're winning, right? I say you got 3 lines here though. You got to make it amazing, right? 3 lines of code. Print hello world is too generic. I like that. See, this while x is less than 100, pretty good. We need the semicolon though. Where's your brackets? Right. Okay. So now this guy is getting there. This is what we like to see. So GSW is definitely by far and away in the lead here. This is what is called dog water code, right? And but it does something. Keep in mind, it still has to compile. You can't just like give me like a pile of shit, right? This is pretty good. Select star from users where ID equals 1, insert into users, values drawn, delete users. That's a pretty good SQL with a little, this is like a bunch of freaking queries. You gotta like, I feel like in this case, if you're using SQL, you gotta do like the drop cascade fucking madness, right? This is pretty good. I like this Ayesha. It's like, we're squaring even numbers and then printing the sum, and if the length, like, but isn't like x an int or it's at least a number? It's not necessarily dude, I like this def bad return bad. Like this is like just an immediate Stack Overflow error. Just like he's just like, fuck you guys, I win. All right, that's pretty good. This is currently winning. I like it. And this one's pretty good too. With column haha write mode. That's pretty solid. I like Spark. Spark's. I like myself a good Spark meme. No Name still has it here a little bit. Like, I love these ones here. These ones remind me of freaking Perl, right? It's just like, dude, this is like some crazy like C++ fucking madness here. I know some of this stuff y'all are gonna be like chat GPTing, and that's where like, and I can tell. Just letting y'all know, I can tell when it's a chat GPT. This one feels chat GPT. This one does not feel chat GPT. This one feels very, very human. Right. So, hey, Zach, anything about 3Fs and Small Pond from DeepSeek? I mean, I'm not like, I don't follow AI like a hawk like everyone else does, like around like freaking like every, they follow every single fucking release of every goddamn fucking model all the time. Oh, this one's good. But def feature return, me no bug, me feature. Print makes sense if 42 is greater than 10. This is amazing. So like, this is very mindful, very demure, very cutesy, right? You see this is the type of code that you see and it's like, it doesn't even make sense, but at the same time, it makes all of the sense, right? It's one of those things where like, so Ayesha is currently in the lead here for the subscription product, right? And just letting everyone know, dude, I like this Mongo. Ooh, I hate Mongo so much. Oh, this one's pretty good too, because like, have y'all ever ran an analytics query with MongoDB and like just cried your eyes out, and you're just like you realize that like SQL is the better way to do things, because you're like, this is freaking terrible, dude. This is so crazy. How can I stand out living in Europe and wanting to get a job in the US? Does a master's help? Yes, get a master's. Always get a master's. If so, anything else, make content on LinkedIn. Get your name known. Just put yourself out there. Talk. Build cool shit. Contribute to open source. Be parts of communities, mentor other people, freaking talk and talk and talk, network, try to have 2 coffee chats a day, right? Oh, this is good. Let's see. Now this one's very mindful, very demure. I like the cascade. The cascade is really great. I don't even know. What does cascade even do from select? Can you do select cascade? I don't even know if that's like, maybe you can. But I think this, so there's almost, sorry, Ayesha still has it, because I don't think you can do select cascade. I don't think that is, I don't think this is valid SQL. It's very close though. The drop cascade at the beginning here is, that's how you murder production in 1 line of code, right? I like this one. Drop database if exists, non-existent DB cascade. See, now this guy, This guy knows how to kill production with one line of code. See, now this guy's great. I love, this is a classic where you use different casing and like it's just all over the place. It just is freaking, I don't know though. I still feel like there's something very spicy about Ayesha's code here. I think one of the reasons why I like this code a lot is because it's like, it's terrible, but it's clean, right? You see how it's like, it's really, really bad code, but like, if you looked at it, like when you squinted at it and you're like, okay, this code is like, it uses a ternary and the ternary is pretty sick, right? And then like it has a function, it abstracts things in the functions. It's like doing a lot of that, like, don't repeat yourself kind of mentality. So like, I don't know. I think this is pretty great. I like this code a lot. So I'm here for 5 more minutes. I will look at a couple more here. I'm pretty sure Ayesha's got it, but y'all look on the right there and I'll definitely do some more things. I'm also answering any other questions y'all might have. It looks like we still have like one more here for this too. Like y'all are slowing down on the redemptions of March. So if you don't win here, you can also get 50% off using the code March here. This is limited time. This only is good till the end of this live. I will be disabling the coupon at the end of the live. So you have to buy before the end of this live in order to leverage this coupon code. Let's see here. Advice on breaking into DS role in the UK. Currently I have 1 year of experience as an analyst role. Get better at modeling. Get better at freaking, what else is there? Get better at modeling. Get better at experimentation, and really understand how to connect things to the business, right? I think that's another really solid way to go. In a short, I've heard you talk about analytics engineering roles as opposed to distinct data analytics versus data engineering roles. Can you talk about how this role may evolve in the future? Yeah, because like the thing is like ChatGPT and LLMs are going to make everyone a lot more productive, right? And so the data engineer and the analyst, they can kind of combine and be one kind of mega role in the future, because like the LLMs is just going to give everyone the ability to do more work. And so like, you don't have to have the distinct roles as much. So it's like if you have an analyst that can build pipelines with ChatGPT, or you have an analyst that can build pipelines with AI, you're going to get really far and you're going to crush it. So like you want to be able to understand that there's like a lot of different ways that you could potentially do things. And that is definitely one of them that I would highly recommend like looking into is you can really like an analytics engineer is going to be like a data engineer who knows the business, or it's an analyst who knows how to build pipelines. Those are both very similar kind of ways of doing things, right? This one's pretty good. I like this one. We have what? Def add numbers, X, input code, enter, return X plus X. This failed me my first interview way back when it returned 55 for 5 plus 5 on a string concat. Buggy. Yeah, you got to put that int in there, dude. You got to do the freaking you missed the int freaking conversion, right? Ooh. 5 plus 5 is 55. You know what you could do though? Isn't there like a number here where this works or something like that? Where like if you add 2 numbers together, is there any number where that works? I don't think so. 0 plus 0 gives you double 0, which is kind of right. 0 plus 1. But you're like just adding the same number twice though. This is pretty bad. This is honestly pretty bad. I like the string concat, the bug there. It runs great. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Like, so let's see here. Delete from billionaires where name equals Donald Trump. This is pretty solid. It's like I can't give it the win here because it's political, and like I feel like because it's political, that's just, it can't get the W. But it is like a very good like trendy topic here, right? Very, very solid, Cyram. I like your option here as like a. All right, so. But like, what does this mean? Is this like, are we killing Donald Trump, or are we just reducing his net worth to 999 million? Because I think if we do the latter, he would rather want to die than to just have only $999 million, right? He'd be like, I'm done. I'd rather be dead. So like interesting thought experiment there. What do we got here? Do you need stats nowadays to get an entry-level data analyst job? Like, probably. I don't know. Like, it's like a complicated question. Like, I feel like there's so many different data analyst roles out there that, like, I would say that, like, having stats is going to be an asset for sure. So right now, I think Ayesha is still got it. We're gonna make a decision here in like 1 minute. Like, I'm feeling like Ayesha, if you can send me. So this is this feels like the winner for the most ridiculous code that I've seen in a while. And so, Ayesha, if you can send me a LinkedIn DM, I can get you access to the bootcamp. So you can get 1 year free access to the bootcamp. I'm excited for y'all to try it out and learn more about data engineering, data science, and we're going to be adding a lot more concepts as well in there. So how does your AI bootcamp balance theory and hands-on practice? That's a great question. So the AI bootcamp is going to balance this stuff in, it's going to be almost all hands-on. I just don't like theory. Theory is just don't like it. I don't like it. I'm like, we're going to talk about tokens. We're going to talk about fine tuning. We're going to talk about like architecture stuff, but it's going to be almost all hands-on. Like hands-ons are not great, right? Ooh, Av's got a good one here. Def existential crisis. Am I a developer or just a highly paid Stack Overflow user? Ooh, and this has a good Stack Overflow in it too. That's delicious. You see that freaking connection? Av is crushing it here. This is another like really solid, like, the code compiles, the code runs, but then it just slowly dies, right? That's going to be the other thing to be thinking about as you're like kind of going through and building out like your Stack Overflows. I mean, it's great stuff. Anyways, y'all, I appreciate y'all. There's still like, I will keep this coupon code up for another 10 minutes. So if y'all want to take advantage of this 50% off, which this only comes around once every little while. So if you want to get that, you want to freaking definitely take advantage of this. I'll keep it up for another 10, 15 minutes after the end of the live, and I'll be disabling it. But have a good time, everyone. Know that I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope this live was helpful. I hope it was at least interesting. I know we got a lot of chat in the live today. And yeah, Ayesha, make sure to reach out to me. I can get you 100% free access for a year. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have a fantastic Sunday. Let's crush March. All right. Yeah. Awesome. Have a good one, y'all.